Welcome back to Hot Take, the segment where culture gets reviewed, refined, and occasionally revoked. If it's giving excellence, it's hot. If it's giving not, we're bothered. And this week, we are extremely bothered. We're talking about one of the most debated trials in the country, Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Let me be clear before we dive in. A young man lost his life. Austin Metcalf should still be here, and nothing about this conversation should take away from that reality. But at the same time, another young man's future was decided in the courtroom, and the verdict has left many Americans asking difficult questions about self-defense, jury representation, equal application of the law, and whether justice truly looks the same for everyone. Because depending on who you ask, this case wasn't simply about murder. It was about fear. It was about perception. It was about who gets the benefit of the doubt. And it was also about whether a Black teenager received the same consideration that others have received in similar cases. For a quick recap, in April 2025, during a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas, a confrontation occurred between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. According to testimony, the dispute began after an interaction involving seating under a team tent. Witnesses stated words were exchanged, tensions escalated, and a physical confrontation followed. Now, during the encounter, Anthony stabbed Metcalf once in the chest. Metcalf later died from his injuries. Anthony was arrested and charged with murder. His defense argued he acted in self-defense, claiming he feared for his safety. Prosecutors argued the use of deadly force was not justified. After deliberation, the jury rejected the self-defense claim, convicted Anthony of first-degree murder, and sentenced him to 35 years in prison. His attorneys have since filed an appeal. According to witness testimony, Carmelo did not seek out the confrontation. He was reportedly called over by another student from a different school. Witnesses also described him as being intimidated and bullied before things escalated. Supporters of Carmelo point to the size difference because Carmelo is reportedly 5'8" as well as 130 pounds, while the Metcalf twins were reportedly around 6'1" and more than 220 pounds. There were also reports that video evidence existed but was not allowed into evidence. Supporters argue that the footage showed Carmelo being intimidated and would have helped jurors better understand his fear in the moment. We've seen other high-profile self-defense cases. George Zimmerman claimed self-defense and was acquitted. Kyle Rittenhouse claimed self-defense and was acquitted. But here, Carmelo's self-defense argument was rejected by an all-white jury, not a jury of his peers. Now, Carmelo's attorneys have appealed, which means this case is not over. And for many people, it shouldn't be, because the larger question remains: when does self-defense count and who is allowed to claim it? You don't have to ignore Austin's tragedy to question whether Carmelo received a fair trial. Justice should be consistent. And if the system can recognize fear in some defendants, it should be willing to recognize it in all of them.